Guys, we'll start in couple of minutes. Let's give 2-3 minutes to these folks. Okay. Sorry. Let's start here. I think we had few 3-4 questions left from the scenarios. That also we have to cover. Release management. CICD. Okay, that will be done. We had covered till question number. Okay. I don't remember questions. I think 20. 22nd. One sec. Where is the was 22nd covered? I think so. Yeah, 23 also, 24 also. 25 was not covered. Then we thought that yeah. Can we? Yes. Okay, let's do question number 25 then. Yeah. Who wants to start with question number 25? Okay, so let's start with question number 25. Any one of you can start here. This is what essentially we covered yesterday. So this is why I think the first question was also on the stakeholder. So we can redo that also based on what we discussed yesterday. So, yep. And always remember, primarily stakeholder management is PO's job, but in some cases, they may ask you to help out. Okay. Who wants to do this here? Kiran, do you want to try?
Yes. Question number 25. What strategies would you use to ensure ongoing stakeholder alignment and buy-in during the life cycle of the Scrum project, ensuring stakeholder alignment and buy-in.
What is
Uh,
that? First of all, what do you understand by that?
how we engage the stakeholder and how we will be updating them that the progress of the project and how we will be maintaining the relationship with the stakeholder and development team, so technical team, so they can get the updates and are we in the same line in achieving the goals on it. For this, what we can do is like we have to uh, prepare a proper roadmap and we have to give them the plan how we are going to work on the uh, work on the project and how we are working on them in the slots and in the sprints, each and every sprint, and we can provide them the details that what way we are approaching to achieve the goals and what kind of uh, topics which are picking up in the first priority. And every sprint we can update them with the best that means working uh, tool to them, updating with the working tool or else working product to them, showing the working product to them so that we can get the best out of that sprint and we can get the best we can maintain the best relationship with the stakeholders. In case of if any lag or any returns is from our end, we can explain the stakeholder that what was the reason, what was the backlog issue, and why we are not able to achieve, and what priority we are giving to that backlog or anything, and how we are resolving it, and how we are achieving, providing that updated tool or else product to them, delivering the product to them in priority. So the stakeholder doesn't have any problem uh, in the production or else in the business to them. Keep updating the business and working out with the business before the project and after the project. So we can be in the same land development team and the Scrum team and the business team will be in the same line in achieving the goal of delivering the product.
Fair answer. Fair answer. I'll add few points, but decent answer. Anything else that comes to anybody's mind? I'll simplify what Kiran has said. So essentially, Scrum Master's job is not to set the stakeholders' priorities, but my job or a Scrum Master's job is to ensure transparency and make sure you facilitate sprint reviews correctly or effectively, resolve conflicts if it emerges between the stakeholders and the PO or between stakeholders, and help the team in delivering predictability. So that is the biggest thing that you can do for the stakeholders, that you can create a team which is predictable. Predictable means if the average velocity is 50, they are always around 45, 50, 55, 60. They are always delivering few stories in every sprint. They are a predictable team, consistent team. Only if every sprint review you are showcasing few stories, that is what builds trust. Scrum Master's job is to make sure the delivery is there so that the stakeholder trust is there, and that is how they will remain aligned and interested in your product throughout the life cycle of the product. So step by step, if we have to see, so how do you maintain transparency with the stakeholders?
We
By
can burn up and burn down chart. We can show we can show them and
three artifacts. They need the three artifacts. What are those three artifacts? Three main artifacts you have to
Product
show.
backlog, sprint backlog,
And
velocity.
and
Velocity.
no. Product backlog, sprint backlog, and increment.
increment. Don't ever forget that.
Yeah.
How do you ensure transparency? So first is you establish transparency with the stakeholders. How? By making sure product backlog, sprint backlog, increment are visible and up to date. So product backlog is prioritized and everything. Sprint backlog, the tickets are getting updated, and the completed stories you are showing them. So those three things. Then making sure DOD is visible to these guys, making sure DOD is sent to these guys, that to ensure the quality of the product, these are the checklists that we have, which we are following. So if stakeholders are convinced that you care about the quality and the team has a checklist or the check gates or the quality gates to ensure the quality in the product, they will trust you easily. Then of course sprint review calendar is published well in advance. Okay. Second, you facilitate proper meaningful sprint review, which means that you explain the business value of the features. It is an interactive demo. You are taking their feedback. You are sending the minutes of the meeting or whatever action items are. And stakeholders are well informed via stakeholder sorry, sprint calendar. So transparency sorry, so my throat is gone. Okay. So when it comes to stakeholders, the Scrum Master's role is very simple. He has to ensure transparent communication, which means sprint backlog, product backlog increment is visible to the stakeholders. He's sending the sprint review calendar. He's making sure the sprint reviews are meaningful. How are sprint reviews meaningful? All those points, interactive, feedback, like that. Then there is a proper communication with the stakeholders, which means whatever stories are finalized for every sprint, you are sending the sprint goal. You are inviting them to the backlog grooming. You have a dashboard. How to create a dashboard, that also I'll show you. But you have a dashboard with which you communicate the numbers or the data around the team. And there is a release dashboard also, which is available to the stakeholders. And then if there is any conflict between the stakeholders or between the PO and the stakeholders, then you are facilitating those calls and encouraging an open dialogue and making sure the backlog is prioritized through a proper mechanism. And you will, last is, you will build trust through predictability. How do you build trust with predictability? You are delivering stories after stories in every sprint. That is when you complete. So after, let us say, 2 or 3 sprint, after every sprint, after first sprint you have delivered 4 stories, after second sprint you have delivered another 3 stories, so 7 stories done. That's one feature done. If after every few sprints all the features is getting reviewed with the stakeholders, they will trust you. This is how you build trust. That is the only way to build trust. So these are the 4 or 5 steps that you have to say whenever there is a mention of stakeholder. So how do you make sure stakeholders are aligned? How do you make sure they trust you? All those things is these 4 or 5 points is the answer to. Yesterday, what we discussed was, if you were doing stakeholder management, typically stakeholder management is done by the product owners, but in some cases they may ask the scrum master also to do it. Some roles are like that, client facing. If you are stuck with that kind of an interview, that is when you say all those things yesterday which I discussed. Okay, is this good? Okay, then let's go to the next question, which is question number 26. Who wants to go question number 26? Okay, Abhilasha ma'am, let's start with you. Go on question number 26. Take 1 or 2 minutes and then start. Where is the question gone?
Okay, so from the 30 questions list we are discussing, right? I just joined.
No, yeah. So question number 26 is how would you address and improve declining team morale and productivity in a Scrum environment? So this is a classic question, very popular question. Velocity is declining, team is not happy, they are frustrated. What are you going to do as an SM with that kind of a team?
Okay, so first of all, I'll assess the problem. What is the problem? Like if they are overburdened with the work, or there is any kind of lack of communication between the team, or team is not getting any kind of help from PO or the senior team member. So the kind of problem, first I'll try to assess. Then once that is assessed, then I'll acknowledge that problem. If the particular team member is facing that problem, then I'll talk to one-on-one with that. I'll try, like, I'll do the active listening. I'll try to listen the problem first, then I'll try to give the suggestion as well, if like they are facing any issue with the particular person, or is there any kind of skills gap, or they are lacking in any kind of skills or something. So maybe, or process wise, if they are facing the challenges, then third point, I'll do the action, or before that I'll try to facilitate the meeting with the team, like why they are facing this kind of issue, or if there is something like something is coming, uh, if scope creep or these kind of problem I try to identify, then I'll facilitate the meeting with team, so that we can together or collaboratively work on the solution of that. If they need the training, so we'll try to like talk to management so that they can get the kind of training and everything. Once that thing is resolved, then maybe we can like document what were the issues and what were the resolutions, so next time we can get the easy answers for those questions. Then the last thing is, in the retrospective we will talk this. And again, if like sprint timeline is uh, we are not able to meet the sprint timeline because of that, so we need to inform the stakeholders for the same thing.
Okay, I think you've covered a lot of points. Very decent answer. Not bad at all. Anybody wants to add points to this now?
Recognize team members.
Hmm?
Recognize team members on their achievements.
Okay, yes. If the morale is low,
Morale is down.
yes.
Yeah, some kind of appreciation or something, if they are not getting it for their hard work, so maybe we can introduce those things in Delhi
Oh,
stand up or something, or we can
yes.
get the recognition from
Yes.
management, some
Yes.
kind of Amazon voucher or whatever I can suggest. We can do
Okay. Yes. That's a good point, Mohammed sir and Abhilasha. Yes, agreed. What else? Any point that we are missing? So first point, do we all agree that if we get a team which is not producing stories or there are issues, the first step would obviously be to look at the root cause. But you will not jump to the conclusions. First, you will observe them for a sprint or so, maybe 2 sprints. You will see how their behavior is, what is their velocity, what is their burn down chart, how are they doing retros, poor commitment, poor requirements, PO is available, is there politics going on, is there a senior junior divide, what is the issue? Once you have identified, then based on that, whatever is the, if it is overcommitment, then blah blah blah. If it is interpersonal conflicts, then coaching, whatever is the problem, then based on that you can formulate a strategy. But okay, then what else? Then what is the other next step you can do after you have identified the problems, and you will, based on a particular problem, you will give a solution. That is understandable. Anything else that we want to cover?
We should not make the teams to be compared on their velocities. Comparison of teams is what is important because that's what affects the morale of the team. If we compare with others, then the morale will always down. It will lead to unwanted overcommitting or undercommitting happens because of this comparison.
Correct, correct. One other point is, whenever morale is low or the team is not producing what they are supposed to, very easy to get into a blame game. I cannot stress this enough. You have to explain this in the interview 100 times if you have to, that you will make sure as a Scrum Master that blame game is not happening. If people don't blame each other, then that is a big win for a Scrum Master. Scrum Master's primarily job is to create that safe environment, encourage people to speak freely, do not blame anybody. You can blame the practices, same thing. And then of course, what are the easy things that you can do for such a thing? What are the, what do you say, quick wins? What are the easiest things that you can do? Make sure DOR is there, DOD is there, acceptance criteria is there. भाई जो सीखा है वो तो डालना ही है ना हर आंसर में. If there is a problem, DOR, DOD, acceptance criteria, grooming calls are happening or not. Then Mohammed had put out a beautiful point. Celebrate achievements. That is 100% good. And if there are any unnecessary meetings, you can remove them. Then make sure sprint goal is identified. PO explains things properly in the grooming call. Achievable sprint goals are there, especially if the morale is low, productivity is low. Don't set them very high targets. Achievable targets. So let us say the team is struggling at 20 points, 15 points, one story, two stories. At least let them stabilize before being aggressive. And then working agreements. 100%, if a team is struggling to do stories or low morale, they have conflicts with each other. So very important, they have working agreements on most of the important aspects. So DOR is also a working agreement. What are the things that we have to check before picking up a story? They will say X, Y, Z, whatever. Okay, that's your DOR. When do we close a story? That's your DOD. Should we update if the things are not getting closed? Why? They will say there are a lot of issues. If there are a lot of issues, should we raise them in the DSUs? Yes, that's a working agreement that nobody will hide any dependency or blocker in the DSU. PO, and if there are bugs, what are you going to do? Let's have a working agreement. If there is a critical bug, PO, QA, developer, they will sit together and sort it out. So working agreements are a must for a team which is struggling. Then of course, nobody mentioned, you guys have to mention it. If the team is struggling, then pair programming, knowledge sharing sessions, virtual coffee chats, or whatever we do to encourage team bonding. Encourage them to be on video cameras, talk to each other, fun sessions, pair programming, knowledge sharing sessions. So those are your things that you have to do. 100% pair programming, 100% knowledge sharing sessions, 100% bug triaging calls, those kind of things you have to, and of course, team building, team bonding sessions.
But in mock interview, actually, this question was asked.
Oh, you gave a mock interview?
Yes, on Saturday.
How was it?
Yeah, actually, he suggested me to add some practical or real life example from your previous projects. Like, the theoretical things, but try to add more and give by example. This
Oh.
will be good.
Is it possible that all of you can create a list of examples based on your real life experiences, and I can check it? So on Friday, we'll do this half an hour exercise. You guys will show me a notebook where you have written 10 to 15 examples, various kinds of examples you can cover, and then we can check whether those are valid or not, and then you can use those examples in the interview. I think that will help you guys. So make a list of 10, 15, 20. The blockers I have shared, there are examples there. Agile principles, there are examples there. Day to day, I've given plenty of examples. So have 10, 15 examples minimum with you. If you don't have it, no problem. Others will say, copy that, no problem. But at the end of it, at the end of this week, you will all have at least 10, 15, 20 examples that you can give. Okay. Okay, this is a good, so this is done here. This is good. Then Wasim sir says rotation method, yeah, to improve DSUs. Yep. Okay, that is good. Then question number 29. I think this we have already covered, but still, let's reiterate it. These are the things they will repeatedly ask. Question number 20. No, we are 27 now. No? No. 26. 27, let's do, and then go in chronological order. I think we discussed this earlier also. You guys remember, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then let's do 28 then. Let's do question 28. Wasim sir, you want to try question number 28?
At 28, I think we did.
We have already discussed this
You have done
previously,
it?
last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should use Moscow
Method, and we have to work with the
Stakeholder
stakeholders and
management.
PO on this.
Stakeholder matrix, stakeholder
Yes,
management.
Okay, fine. If you guys are comfortable, then we can. Question 27th also we have discussed, right?
Yes, 27 also we discussed it. Negative feedback.
Okay.
First, we have to take the feedback, and we have to keep calm, and we have to should not put the pressure on the team, the Scrum team, and we have to work on it.
Okay. Then next, 29th.
Uh, 29 is
Conflicts between two
The
guys.
team issue.
Yes.
I think the last time Abhilash ji asked the
So this is
Ah,
clear to
yes,
all of you guys,
yeah,
right?
you have answered for this one, Abhilash ji, last week.
Yes.
For this.
Then it is fine. Then last question is a little advanced question, but still we'll cover it. Who wants to try this? Venkatesh sir, you want to try this question?
Sustaining productivity in long projects. The project has been ongoing for several months. How do you sustain productivity and enthusiasm among the teams as the project stretches on?
So basically, if project is going on from 18 months, 20 months, then the team will feel demotivated. What will you do to make sure that?
Um, See, what in long projects, what happens is we will lose the what I mean to say, the predictability. The team in the starting may suffer the predictability, but we should let the teams to have attain a sustainable velocity. For that, we should have good retrospectives and engagement of the stakeholders, and their morale should be high, so that we will be make them understand that the what is the product vision. Every time we have to make them understand what is a sprint goal, what is the product vision, so that they are in track actually.
Very good point.
So we have to reiterate the same things in every retrospective, that we are up to that thing. So we have to do this to achieve that thing. So these are all the supporting things to stepping stone for that actually. So in that way we have to reiterate every time. That is the main point where we have to do in the retrospectives everywhere. And again, the same thing as Abhilasha said, we have to make their moral high by giving them at least a pat on the taps, like, okay, you are doing well, you are doing these things, we have done these things better. And the main thing in long projects is the history is what is important. We have to think that, okay, these are the problems we faced maybe, and uh, we have to learn from this history. So that is also what is important in long projects.
Fair.
And can I add one more point? In this long projects, what happens is like people, they will lose the interest actually in sometimes actually. For that interest, what we have to do is like we have to celebrate the team achievements. We have to show that how it performs, the increment performs in the production, and we have to encourage them so that this kind of achievements has provided the good results in the production. So this will improve their morale, and they will start working better on the next sprints and all for this one, for the achievements of the future sprint goals and all of it. Because we practiced this in the previous project. We have provided them the real production output, and we have showed them how successful it is and how the stakeholders were happy with that output, and we have showed that higher the management team happiness of this project output. That helped them to work more on that. That means work more on those sprint goals, better on the sprint goal.
Fair answer. You guys are not mentioning anything related to events. Why? How do you retrospectives keep changing formats, right? Watch out for the burnout signs. If it is a long project, then don't make them work for too many long hours. The quality will decline. Do not overcommit, especially if it is a long, if it is something a 2 month or a 3 month or a 4 month product cycle, then stretching is okay. But if it is a very long life cycle, then have a sustainable, don't overcommit. One more thing, role rotation or tech stack rotation. If, let us say there are multiple modules for that product. If it's a long running product, it will have multiple modules. Rotate people. Somebody is working in X module, put him in Y guy, put it in X. Keep rotating their roles. So that will keep them fresh. Encourage spike stories. Encourage innovation. encourage hackathons, those kind of things, and always team outings, team bondings, celebrating birthdays, those kind of culture building things. So have make sure team members work anniversaries, birthdays, they are congratulating each other on those kind of things. Fun quizzes, bug parties. You have to tell lot of things. Whether you do it or not, that's a separate thing. But you need to mention all of these things that you know and you have done it in your past, so that they are impressed. Yes, when we go to marriage, we tell all 100 things. In reality, we do nothing but I watch only cricket, but I do scuba diving also. I read Dostoevsky. I do painting. I don't do anything. I just watch cricket. That's fine. But you have to impress, right? In the interview. So you have to say 10, 20, 30 things to impress. You got me, right?
Sir, we have IP sprints like innovation sprints where we don't need to work on the exact work. We can do whatever we want. So that way also we can increase.
Yes, yes, agreed.
So now currently IP sprint is going on. That's why I'm free little.
In the real time, what we did is like we gave the free trainings actually. They're
That
interested role trainings.
Yes.
For example, like some people they are interested in Spark and some in PySpark. So what we did is like we gave them the voucher for the training actually for 5 days, 10 days of vouchers. So in between it, we created like interest for them to work on that.
Nice, nice, nice. So this is very good, very nice. Good, you guys got it. Then I think, is there any scenario which we have not covered so far? I think we've covered all these questions.
Sir, one question I asked but could not get chance to discuss. Like how you will measure the agile something question I asked. I missed what was the
How do
question.
you measure the
Agile maturity.
Agile maturity, yes.
So you measure agile maturity whether based on each event. Are groomings happening? Is sprint planning happening? Are we taking decision based on the capacity sheet? Are we taking into account the relative velocity? Are we overcommitting or not? Whether we are using, what method are we using for estimation? Are we using relative estimation or not? If you are using absolute hours, then that's not agility. So highly agile team would use relative estimations. You understand the concept of relative estimation. So you have to explain the concept of relative. If you are if you are estimating work in absolute hours, that's not relative estimation. Relative estimation is when you are comparing stories. This is 2 times more difficult, 4 times more difficult, 3 times. This is a 5-pointer, 8-pointer, like that. You are not trying to find out how much time it will take. You are trying to find out how much is the effort complexity. So if the team is doing that in estimations, they're a highly mature team. If prioritization is happening, highly mature team. In Jira, the stories are categorized into critical, highest priority, all those based on must have, could have. That mapping is done, mature team. Then daily stand up, is it a status call or is it a dependency or a blocker call? Dependency blocker, highly mature team. Sprint reviews, how regularly sprint is after every sprint is sprint review happening or not? If yes, bingo, great. And even before that, whether do you have a DOR, DOD acceptance criteria? Do you have it is the first question. Yes. Then the follow-up question, is the team following it or not? It is one thing to have a DOD, DOR, but actually whether they are following it or not, that's another. If the answer to both the questions is yes, it's a highly mature team. So then in sprint review, are the stakeholders participating? Are we capturing the feedback? Are we following DoD there? It's an interactive demo? Are we giving them the real-time use cases to handle the software? Then retrospectives. Are people participating? Are they giving suggestions? Are we actually taking up an action item or not? So all those things are a sign whether we are a mature agile team or not. But typically it takes time. I will also cover waterfall to agile transformation. What are the typical challenges that you will face in the transformation? So suppose there is a waterfall team. Now you have to transform them into a Scrum team or agile team or a Kanban team. How to transform that? What are the steps? What are the challenges and what are the solutions? So now that you know everything, we can cover that also. So probably Thursday, Friday, we'll cover a bit of that, bit of release management, bit of CI/CD. What is left? CI/CD, release management, risk management with safe I'll do. Release management, CI/CD,
Safe,
transformation,
safe, sir,
and
safe.
safe
Yeah.
next week. Monday we'll start. Monday. Today, safe will start on Monday. Monday is 29th. Huh? 29th, 30th, 2 days. Then is second a holiday? And third is your last session, right?
Yes.
Fourth. Third.
Fourth is a Saturday.
Fourth Saturday.
No, so it has third will be the last, right? Fine. 3 sessions are enough. Yeah. In any case, Monday, Tuesday, we can extend also. Or maybe we can start even on Friday if time permits. But
Sir,
hmm.
we have
Sir,
shared resume. We can, if possible, we can do.
I'll do it now. Okay.
Can we check that CI/CD that it's a bit changed
CI/CD. Yeah.
development?
CI/CD.
The development, how it happens, the change.
That process. Yes. Actually, there is already a slide on it, so I will explain you and give you some examples of basically what are the each stages in CI/CD and what does a Scrum Master do in each of the stages. What does a developer do? You developers will be knowing QA. What does a QA know? QA will be. But our role is SM. So what does an SM do in each of the stages? That we'll talk. So we'll talk from once the story comes in, how it reaches to the customer. Between that, what are the stages for CI/CD? Yeah, fine. Okay. So we have time. So instead of starting a new topic, because we'll not have enough time to cover it, I can check your this thing CVs. Is that okay?
sir, before that, I have one question to DOR and DOD. Like
No.
concepts we have understood, but my question is, do we mention the checklist or kind of something on a Confluence page so that I mean, where do we mention DOD and DOR?
So first, it is in Confluence. It is in
Yes.
Confluence. That list is there. So while you are grooming, then at the end of the grooming, so let us say a story is completed now, grooming done, everything done, estimation done. Now you can run through the list. Okay, this is done, this is done. Does it have invest? Does it have this? Does it have a mock-up diagram? Does it have a UX design? Everything is done. So then you can declare that this story is ready for development. Similarly, every story that you are completing in the Jira before closing the story, DoD comment should be there. So developer says, okay, unit testing done, code review done, all these things done. The QA says functional testing done, acceptance criteria met. PO says PO review done. Okay, everybody says tick, 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 tick. and it has to be captured in Jira. In Jira, people have to say, okay, this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. If everything is done, then you can close the story. So how do you capture it? So DoD is a working agreement, but that agreement should be there on email and on the Confluence page. But in practicality, every story should have those DoD comments. Otherwise, you cannot close the story.
So, sir, can we say like for every sprint we create a Confluence page for a particular story we mentioned all these checklists?
No, see, DoD will not change for every story, correct?
No,
So
it is
DoD normally once you start with a team, you will have a DoD. You will have a DoD discussion. Then you will create a DoD. Then at the end of the sprint, if there is a issue in quality, then you can discuss that again. But if there are no issues in quality, then that list can continue. But in every retrospective, you can have a quick discussion whether any change is needed or not. If it is needed, you identify it, you add few points to it or subtract any point to it, then you got it, right? So it's like not in the middle of a sprint, it should change. At the end of the sprint, you can review it if there is a change needed or not.
So my question is still the same, like how to track they have met the
Tracking is
DoD.
simple. Oh, let me show you.
I mean, visually, how to see.
And also, can you share one example and show me how that actually checklist looks?
Okay. PPT. I keep telling you guys, PPT. Why are you guys not looking at the PPT? I'll just copy it. PPT has everything. Okay, I've just copied some DoD. Okay, I'll show you this. One second. One sec. See, this is a board. This story is in review. Okay. So now everything is complete. This story was in review. Everything is complete. Now we put this. This is the DoD. Code review done. Unit testing done. Done. So if everything is done, so this is how a Scrum Master will track it. Whether a story has these comments and against these comments done is written or not. It could be a tick mark, it could be a cross, whatever you guys want to do. But basically, your Jira story says explicitly that all of these things are done. So some of these things are, so for example, first 3 points will be from the dev team. The fourth point will be fifth point will be QA, sixth point will be QA. So there will be few points for dev, few points from QA, few points from PO. So each person has to put in that done comment. And if everything is fine, then typically what happens is when you start a story, from dev to SIT, these first 3 points are done only once you mention these 3 points done, only then the story can move to QA. Similarly, QA will have no critical bugs, this tested in QA, something like this. So QA will also have 2 or 3 points. Once he says done, dev says done, then it goes to PO. PO checks the functionality is fine, there is no problem, then he'll also say done. So it depends on team to team what is the responsibility for dev, QA, and PO. But each of these people have separate responsibilities. So if everything is done, they are putting that comment. So how, as a Scrum Master, I will look at it. Okay, everything you have put in the DoD comments, and then everything is in done state, then you can close the story. So let us say this comment is not there. People are just closing stories without these comments. Then, which means DoD is not established. They are not following DoD. They may say, oh, they are doing it. But if they are doing it, then document it. So code is written, review is done. So they will maybe attach a screenshot or a corresponding document to prove that this is done. So if they are saying unit testing is done, they have to attach some document saying that. Integration is done, again, some evidence needs to be there. Similarly, for QAs, they need to post their test cases in the story itself. If the bugs are not there, of course, all these bugs, whatever bugs were raised, critical bugs, non-critical bugs, everything needs to be attached, linked to the story. If critical bug is open, you can easily see it is open. If everything is closed, they will say no critical bug is open. Then PO will put in a comment that PO review is done. And then, so if for SM, he has to check whether all of this is done. If this is done, then they are following DoD. Otherwise, they are not following DoD. You got this, right, Mohammed sir and Abhilasha?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Sir, one more question. You already shared the Jira screen. So how a bug can be converted into story?
I didn't
I mean,
get it.
a bug was raised by QA team, but actually that is a new requirement or new feature. So that bug needs to be converted into a user story.
So you can close the bug saying not a bug. When you create a bug, you have the option of, there is an option of resolution there. So you can choose not a bug, or if that option is not there, you can simply close the bug saying that this was not a part of the original requirement. PO will create a new story, hence closing the bug, and you can link that new story which PO has created.
But can that bug be converted into a story?
No, no. Bug cannot be converted into a story. If a bug, so let us say QA raises a bug. Developer says that, boss, this is not a bug, this is a new requirement. So, and then they decide, okay, this is a new requirement, this is not a bug. Fine. In that case, you can put in a comment that this is not a valid bug, and PO will create a new story and close that bug, saying that it is an invalid bug.
Okay.
That is how it happens. Anything else? Is
Yeah,
this
one
good?
more question I was asked in mock interview. Like when you joined this team or this organization, were this already into agile? And when you joined, what what did you change? So
So,
I thought,
yeah.
yeah. So I answered like they were actually the following the ceremonies, but not in the proper way. So by doing the things into the Scrum things and just adding the or doing the ceremonies, the organization was thinking or the team were thinking they are into agile. Then when I joined, I introduced like whatever you said in DSM. I made sure there should be no deep dive and everything. But I'm
So,
not sure what
no, this
else
is
I should add.
no, this is fair. See, if you are, see, again, it depends on your experience. So suppose you are showing 6-7 years of experience. Then you are looking at a senior Scrum Master role or an Agile coach role. In that case, you can say that you have joined an organization which was mostly waterfall, and you have converted the teams into waterfall to Agile. But then they will ask 100 other questions. So the safe answer is what you have given, that they were partially waterfall, but they were not doing it in a proper way. So you guided them to do this in a proper way. If you tell that you had a waterfall team and then you moved it to agile, then they will ask agile coach questions and the transformation questions. Those will be then getting into leadership questions and all those. So what you did is the right thing, safe answer, that they were already in agile, but you refined them further. So no worries. In any case, we will cover the transformation also. Okay.
Sir, how does this task completion rate report looks?
Task completion rate report is not a Jira report. It is something
Yeah.
which organization to organization, you will take a dump of a sprint report. So sprint report is a report which tells you when you close a sprint, you will get something called sprint report. So sprint report will have 4 sections in it: issues completed, issues not completed. When I say issues mean story, a task, a subtask, a bug, everything. Whatever issues are there in your epics, everything. So issues completed, issues not completed, issues removed from the sprint, issues added to the sprint. Issues not completed is simple. Issues completed is also simple. Whatever issues were completed during the sprint, whatever is in done state, it will have, that is your increment. That is your increment. Issues completed is your increment. Issues not completed is your spillover. Then issues added to the sprint are issues which have been added in the middle of the sprint. That's your scope creep. Issues removed from the sprint is also issues which were, you started the sprint, but in the middle of the sprint, 2nd day, 3rd day, 7th day, 8th day, the sprint value was removed from those issues. So this will be your sprint report. You will take a dump of this sprint report in a Excel, and then you can VLOOKUP or you can pivot it, and then you can all your other Scrum Masters will be doing that. You can check with them what they are doing. But basically, if it is on a story level, so let us say you did 20 stories, 14 were completed. So then you can put a formula 70% completion rate. If you're doing at a story level, if you're doing at a bug level, then whatever total bugs were there, what is the denominator, numerator will be the bugs completed. If you're doing at a task level, task complete upon total tasks. That's a manual effort here. But if you're stuck, you don't know anything, don't worry about it. Just calculate whatever is the total stories taken up and whatever is the total stories done. Done stories upon total stories into 100. Do the same thing for bugs and tasks. Then you will have story level completion rate, task completion rate, bugs completion rate. That should be enough. Otherwise, every organization has these typical reports. Everybody else is doing it. You can just go and check. But the logic is more important. Logic you guys already know. How they do it, sometimes they will have an automated macros also in Excel. You can just they will ask you to just export the data from the Jira, and then you can put it in some Excel sheet. It will have macros. You will just click on it. The data will come out automatically. So this is how it is done. But if you are stuck, you can manually also calculate. It's not a big problem.
Other than this, these reports and retrospectives, Confluence. So, do we use Jira for anything else? Like, is it
Dashboards. What are dashboards?
Okay.
Thursday,
Okay.
Friday. We'll get into that.
Okay.
Dashboards is basically I want to see how many stories are there, how many bugs are there in my sprint. How many, what is the workload? What are my blockers? In a particular, in one page, I want to see all this information. How many blockers I have, what is the workload distribution, how many critical bugs, medium bugs, what percentage, all of those things I need at one place. So for that, we have something called dashboard. So dashboard works at a sprint level, at a release level, both. I'll show you how to create a very basic one. There are all sorts of crazy dashboards out there in the market today, but I'll explain you the logic of it, how to build it, and a simple working dashboard. Then you can do your research and create crazy dashboards.
Okay.
Yes. They may ask question on a dashboard. Do you know dashboards? So yeah, we know dashboards. That is how you track a release. So next time we'll start with release planning meeting. Let us say you are with the product owner, you are the scrum master, and you have to plan for a particular release. So how to plan for a release, how to create a release in Jira, how to track it, all of that discussion we'll do. That's your
The release train is different from release planning.
release. We'll on Monday or maybe Friday or Monday we'll talk about release train. Don't worry.
No, because where I'm working, they say suddenly release train, ART also. All
Now
those
that you
terms.
have asked, I'll see, basically every product is different. So there are certain products which are simple. One team, two teams is enough to produce them, create them. But there are certain products which are very complex in nature. For example, imagine you are creating an autonomous car. Now that's a hell of a very complex. You are designing a defense missile system. You are designing some software for aero systems. So there are certain products which are very complex. So if the products are very complex, one team or two teams are not enough. You need multiple teams to work on that particular product. So if you need multiple teams to produce a single product, then in that case, you cannot use Scrum, because Scrum is good if there is one team or two teams. But if there are multiple teams, then you need a framework to do that alignment between these teams. So that framework is your scaled agile framework. And if you need multiple teams to produce your product, then all those teams are, as a unit, we call them agile release train, or what is called ART. So the concept of ART is very simple. If you have a complex product, a product which one or two teams cannot produce, you have multiple teams, 5 to 10 teams, or maybe more than that. But if you have 5 to 10 teams, you can club them together. They will plan together, they will build together, they will demo together, they will release together. So they will be treated as one unit for building products, planning products, like that. That is your agile release train. We'll get into examples and get into details of it. But you get the concept, right? If you have a product which needs multiple teams, then there are multiple teams but handling one single product. That multiple teams is your, so suppose Tesla will have somebody is working on sensors, somebody is working on the audio system, somebody is working on the engine, somebody is working on the safety, some software is working. So there are multiple teams. One is handling sensors, one is handling engine, one is handling audio system, one is handling something else. So there are multiple teams, but all of them work together for the automated car. So that we can call a agile release train. So we'll talk about it, but that's the basic concept of it. If you need multiple teams to work on a single product, then there are multiple ARTs also. If the products get highly complex, but those that will not cover. Those are very rare organizations. Okay, fine. We can wind up? No, you said something else also. I have to do what?
Yeah, CV.
CV, yes, CV. CV. So Omkar has sent me a CV. Deepak has sent me a CV. Let's open Deepak's CV. Project planning, stakeholder management, scaling agile release management, agile coaching, agile Kanban, coaching and mentoring. No, not Kanban knowledge. Uh, you don't have knowledge on Kanban. You have actually done a team with Kanban. So remove the word Kanban.
So only Kanban I can.
Kanban is enough. His estimation technique in brackets put planning poker and t-shirt sizing. Put prioritization technique also in your skills. In agile metrics, in bracket puts velocity burn down like that. Okay, a certified Scrum Master about having 14 years experience expressing. Okay. Fine. This is fine. So from you are saying that you are working from 19 till now in the same project or product. Is that fine? Is that correct? From 2019 till now, you have been with
Same client.
But what is the name of the client? That
Wellmark.
Wellmark. Mention that also. In the skills, mention handled remote teams. Fine. Then you were with RBS.
Yeah, RBS. In RBS, I will tell that I was working as a developer. Then after 1 year, I got Scrum Master.
And then when you became a Scrum Master, then you moved to Cognizant as a Scrum Master.
Correct.
This is fine, yeah. This is fine. But on the left, just mention safe. Scaling agile, instead of scaling agile, mention safe. Okay, and then all those prioritization techniques also mention. Planning, release management you put, it's there. Risk management is there. No, it's not there. Put risk management also. Conflict management also you please put.
Okay.
That's all here. Then, yeah, this looks good. Certified Scrum Master having 14 plus years of experience and 6 plus experience in agile leadership roles like Scrum Masters and with strong worked for various clients like GE. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah. This is fine. There is no worry. You have very decent names on your CV. You should definitely get calls. Omkar is also.
Yeah.
Hey, Omkar, estimation techniques are 2 times. Yeah, check that. And again, same this thing here. In estimation techniques, you are not mentioning the techniques. Mention the techniques in the bracket. Okay.
So just one thing, according to my experience, can I add all these things or not? Just say, because
100%.
my
No,
okay,
no, whether planning poker, t-shirt sizing, Moscow, velocity, sprint, burn down, 100% you have to write, whether you have zero experience or 100 experience.
okay,
यार these are keywords. वो आजकल algorithm होते हैं ना, so they will pick it up from these agile keywords. If these are not there in your CV, वो shortlist ही नहीं करेंगे.
Hmm.
Okay, so you have to put these.
T-shirt sizing and planning
Like
poker.
planning poker, t-shirt sizing in estimation techniques, in prioritization techniques, Moscow, then agile metrics is not mentioned. You have to mention agile metrics.
Okay,
Kanban knowledge nahi,
Kanban only.
Kanban. So you have to explain that you have worked with a Kanban team. But which one was your Kanban team that you have to? So you were with AGS Transcend Technology Scrum Master. Okay. Applied executive. You have coached Scrum Masters and you have coached Scrum Masters. Very good. So how much total experience you are showing?
So that's why I asked. Total 2 years in total 5 years I have, and 2 years. So I am showing
What is your total work ex?
5.5.
Hey, you cannot coach Scrum Masters. Hang on.
Okay, that's fast. Yeah.
Okay. उतनी छोड़ो जितनी ज़्यादा छोड़ दो. So
Okay.
total 5.5 years of experience, and you have to show 3.5 years as Scrum Master.
Okay. Okay. I will add that.
Okay. So say you for the first 1.5 2 years you were working as a test engineer,
Huh.
and then they moved you in a Scrum Master role.
Okay.
Or no, see, you were with Envent Thermal India.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you worked till 22.
Yeah.
And then you went to Move in Sync Technologies.
Yeah.
So why did they hire you for a Scrum Master?
Okay.
You understood, right?
Yeah.
In
So
this first organization, in the last 6 months, you got interested in Scrum, they had a training, you started working as a Scrum Master. Then within 6 8 months, you were proficient. Then you moved to this new company as a Scrum Master.
okay. Okay.
Okay, so so out of 5.5 years experience, 3.5 to 3.75. You can even
Okay.
say 4 years, यार. Call नहीं आएगी शायद 3.5 में भी.
Okay.
और 4 से नीचे नहीं आएगी. So you have to say 4 years.
Okay. Sure.
I have also sent my resume yesterday.
I'll just check here. Yesterday? Faisal, okay, that's you. Same problem है, same problem भाई. Left में you have to mention these. जो सीखा है वो तो डालोगे ना भाई.
Yeah, I already did that changes as you told, because we are following the same resume format, so maybe because of that.
So what is the total experience? 17 years and 6 years as. So experience CGI, Senior Scrum Master. You are in Bangalore, okay.
But this 17 years I have divided into two. So that's why I have put
It's the same company you are in.
same company. Yeah, same company.
Understood. Okay, fine. So, but it's fine because you were there for a very long time. They promoted you to a tech lead or something like that, and then you got into agile, and then you started practicing agile. Okay, but you have to put two teams, put two different project names, two different clients. One where you were handling a Scrum team, one so let us say you were handling a Scrum team for 3.5, 4 years, and then another 1.5 years where you were handling a support team.
Okay, so out of 6.5, I need to show 3 as in.
I'm saying maybe 4 years as Scrum, I mean, in a Scrum team and 2 years in a, because it is very difficult to justify that you were only with one client for 6 years. I mean, the issue is that if you show that you have handled 2 or 3 different teams, it gives me more confidence that you have handled various teams.
Okay, got it.
Against a guy who's just handled one team, ideally, I want a guy who has handled 2 or 3 teams.
Okay.
So can we show 2 or 3 teams for one client?
That also is fine. That is also fine. But 100, if you are showing 5 years, 6 years experience as Scrum Master, no way you can show that you have handled one team. कोई स्क्रम मास्टर एक टीम नहीं देखता. They will at least look at a senior scrum master, especially minimum 2 teams, if not 2 then 3 also, but minimum 2. It's
But
very,
for the same client.
it
Same
could
client.
it could be for the same client.
I have a doubt actually.
Hmm.
I worked with the teams like finance, sales, and services. Both are 3 of them are different teams actually. Even the dev teams are also different. Can I mention that? But
Yes,
our
yes.
project is same. The issues
अरे
will
but
be
you have
there.
actually worked यार. जब सच बोलने में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? या तो हम झूठ बोलने में कोई प्रॉब्लम है, सच में क्या है?
Okay.
If
And
you have-
initial
Huh?
and initial what happened is like I have worked in major incident issues and change management,
That's your Kanban team.
that I can mention.
100%.
But it is like an infrastructure, internal
Have a
project.
genuine experience. What is the? It's just that you have to imagine that you were following all these principles, you were doing all these things. That's all.
Yeah.
Definitely is. Okay, this is good then. Do those changes and show me again probably sometime next week when with the.
Sir, one question just. So, for the first company, as you said that I have to split. So, I have to mention two different designations, right? First, I was test lead and then.
Yes.
Okay.
See, don't put like this in a CV that you were in you were in a company X, you were working as a QA or a developer, and then you joined the next company as Scrum Master. Why would some company pick you as a Scrum Master here?
Right.
They will never, nobody will pick a Scrum Master like that.
Hmm.
Internally, you move to a SM role and then you switch to your company. That is more genuine case.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So, sir, in experience only, I need to mention the clients, or while giving the interview, I need to tell them that I have worked.
No, ideally mention the clients in the CV itself. Yeah, 2 or 3 different client names.
Okay.
Because otherwise, see, if I'm looking at your CV, I should, okay, if you have handled just one team in 6 years, that does not give me confidence here. I mean, you can still get a job, but it is not very inspiring. As against this, if I get a CV in 6 years, this guy has handled 2, 3 different teams, then that gives me more confidence.
So I need to divide this into three different
You have to divide your 6 years into 3 different teams. Minimum 2, but ideally 3 teams.
Okay.
So you can show one support team you were handling, and but currently you are handling 2 teams, not 1. Okay.
But for the roles will almost the roles will be same for other
Roles will be
clients, right?
same, huh?
So I need to mention those roles again and again for the client.
No, see, so maybe you can, that is, or you can do, you can say, or you can say handling 2 teams, or you can put like that, same client but handling 2 teams. That also works. Or you have and you are handling similar role, but you have 2 teams. But mention that you are handling multiple teams. Because with 6 years of experience, you cannot justify that senior scrum master will never have a single team. If you have a single team, then you have to say like there are 40 people in it or 35 people in it. Then you can, what is the team size in your organization?
Our team size is like we are not following Scrum. Actual team size is around 65 or something.
And waterfall and 65. That's a nightmare. Okay.
It's
So
a support project, so
so then you can say you are handling a Kanban team with 30 people. That also works, 30 or 35. And then there is another team of 20 people, which is working on product development. That will work fine. So you are handling a 30, 35, 40 member Kanban team, and then you are handling a 15, 18 member Scrum or core development team.
actually the transformation from this normal one to the agile, what I am telling is like I was in a support project and then I got I got to know about Kanban and we implemented that, and from there where my journey started is what I am planning to say.
Okay, yes, fine. But you 100% have to mention that you have handled a Scrum team also.
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise, you are closing doors on the development teams.
Sure.
Okay, you got this right.
Yeah.
And then you can build up story, whatever the product that they are building and all, whatever story you have to come up. So all of you will struggle for 2 or 3 interviews. When they cross question you, you will get little confused, but it'll take 2, 3 interviews. Once 2, 3 interviews are there, then you would have formulated a pretty decent story. Okay. So that is why I'm saying go to these mock interviews so that you can practice it here, so that by the time real interview comes, your teething troubles are over. Okay. Next, who has booked for a mock interview next week? All of you. Okay, Deepak, Omkar, Abhilasha is already given, but you've all.
I will be
Abhilash,
booking this week actually on Saturday.
yours will not be very difficult because you've actually worked, so it will not be very difficult to.
But a few of the terms I'm missing out actually while explaining. I know them, but I am not able to deliver at that point of time. So if I do that only one or twice, I will get used to it. I worked it, but I'm not able to put the words in the right time.
Yes. That'll come with practice. Yes.
Sir, one more thing, like in mock interview, he suggested I should always take the name of the client or the project. So, like, how to mention? I was working in one of the healthcare project. Is it what he was trying to say, or the client name?
Yes. So I think I saw some CV which had said they work with Wellmark, G, all those This is Faisal's. So he mentions Bell Canada, Mercedes Benz. So then, if you are mentioning Bell Canada, so tell me, na, from which time to which time you were with Bell Canada, then which time to which time you were with Mercedes Benz. Then you got this right, Faisal? So you have to client wise, you have to say this client this year to this year, and you did this. This client this year to this year, you did this. So what was the client name? What was the domain? And whether it was Scrum or Kanban.
Yeah, sure.
So Abhilasha, if I'm looking at Faisal's CV, so he's mentioning Bell Canada, Mercedes Benz, IBM. So he can say, okay, with Bell Canada, I was with a healthcare product. PO was not available, then I did da whatever. Then another, I was working with Metro Bank, and then in that we had a skill gap. People were not aware of the domain knowledge. Then so in that sense, they are telling you, whenever you are giving some example, tell, okay, I was working with this client, this team, and this was the problem, and I did this.
Okay.
You got this right.
Yes.
Okay, can we wind up? All good? We'll continue this on Thursday. Okay. PC sir, don't get serious here.
Thank you.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. I'll just do a quick poll and then we can.
Sir, that SAP and
I
Salesforce
forgot.
question, please. Before our end of
No. Yeah, I completely forgot it. Okay. If I again forget it, then Thursday I'll
I
try
will
to
remind you again and again, no problem, sir.
no, but no, Thursday I'll try my best. Yeah. I'll note it down somewhere.
Because actually there was two call and they are asking actually SAP. That's why actually. So,
No. I will 100% get it here.
Can we connect after this call or tomorrow? So that, even I worked in SAP, I can share something for you.
Great.
We can have some exchange
Thank
words.
you.
So it will be easy for both of us actually.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay then, yeah. Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.